By the way, we're all still in school.
Wow. Wow. Pastor Keion, Bishop Nelson?
I think it's important, and speaking as a young person, we have to be careful, guys, with this old school versus new school stuff. Because what you think is new in 20 years will be old. And you'll be holding on to it the same way the previous generation is holding on to what they're doing. So you have to be careful with this because, we think we're young as millennials, but if you're 35, according to what God promised you already half dead. Like, he promises 40, that's 70 years. If you're 35, half of your life is over. Why do you think you're so young still? No, that's it. Bishop said he's young. But you can look 30 at 50, but your lungs are still 50. So I think this is serious. I think we need to grow up. We really need to grow up. We really need to grow up. Because if we're not careful, we're going to have people in our pews with pacifiers. And everybody's going to be immature, and everybody's going to be young, and everybody's going to want it their way, and everybody's going to want it demanding. And that's easy when you're in the pew, but if God puts you in a position of leadership, now you're going to have to go against what you enforced. So I think we need to grow up, and I think that the old school, as you call it, has more to offer as it relates to substance than our school does. Really believe that. As far as substance. Now, we've got technology and we've got all of that stuff. We got all of that. But if the iPad freezes, you still got to know how to use the Bible. I've had my iPad freeze up on me on the pulpit, but I knew what James 1 and 2 said. Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. So you can't be so app savvy and so technologically sound. And how silly are you to spend all of that money on something that's going to be outdated in 6 months anyway? You need some anointing. You don't need Lord, let me stop. You need some anointing. You need to know how to pray, and that ain't going out of style. I don't care who you are. You need some neology. You need to know how to fast. You need to know how to pray. You need to say, Father. You need to know some of that and everything. And why are all of our songs talking to people? When worship started, we used to talk to God. Father, I stretch my hand to thee, no other help. I know, and if thou withdraw thyself from me, whither shall I go? And so all we know is what we know. But when I grew up in church, somebody would say, I love the Lord, he heard my cry. We don't have that anymore. Y'all remember that? He heard my cry. Long as I live, I'm about to take off. I'm about to take off. I'm about to run around this convention center.
It is very important, and that's the reason.